Welcome to Myth or Fact, where we uncover the truth behind popular beliefs. You know, the kind of stuff we hear all the time. Those little nuggets of wisdom that get passed down and repeated so often they become ingrained in our collective consciousness. But how much of it is actually true? I'm Adam Savage, and today we're diving into some fascinating myths and facts. We're going to put these commonly held beliefs to the test using a little bit of science, a healthy dose of skepticism, and a whole lot of curiosity. So buckle up, get ready to have your mind blown, and let's separate the fact from the fiction. All right, let's kick things off with a classic: lightning never strikes the same place twice. It's practically a proverb, right? But is there any truth to it? Well, as with most things in life, it's a bit more complicated than a simple yes or no. You see, lightning is a force of nature, and nature doesn't really care about keeping track of where it's zapped before. Lightning is all about finding the path of least resistance to the ground, and sometimes that means hitting the same spot multiple times. Think of it like this: you've got a tall tree in a field. That tree is a pretty good conductor of electricity, and it's sticking way up there, making it a prime target for a lightning bolt. So if a storm rolls in and lightning strikes that tree once, there's nothing stopping it from striking again. In fact, there are places on Earth that are notorious for getting struck by lightning over and over again. The Empire State Building, for example, gets hit by lightning dozens of times every year. It's even been used as a giant lightning rod in scientific studies. Now, I know what you're thinking, but Adam, if lightning can strike the same place twice, why haven't I ever seen it happen? Well, for starters, lightning is incredibly fast. It happens in a fraction of a second, so you might just miss it. Plus, even if you're looking right at the spot where lightning struck, there's no guarantee the next bolt will hit the exact same spot. It might be a few feet away or even a few yards. But the point is, the same general area can definitely get struck multiple times. So the next time you hear someone say lightning never strikes the same place twice, you can confidently tell them that's a load of, well, you know. Because the truth is, lightning doesn't play by our rules. It's a wild and unpredictable force, and that's what makes it so fascinating. Let's talk about another one of those things people love to tell you is bad for you: cracking your knuckles. We've all heard it from our parents or grandparents. Stop cracking your knuckles, you'll get arthritis. But is there any truth to that old adage? Well, I'm here to tell you that despite what your grandma might say, cracking your knuckles is not going to give you arthritis. That popping sound you hear isn't your bones grinding together or anything like that. It's actually caused by gas bubbles forming in the synovial fluid, which is the stuff that lubricates your joints. When you stretch or bend your finger, you create a change in pressure inside the joint capsule. This causes the gas bubbles in the synovial fluid to collapse, creating that distinctive popping sound. It's a perfectly natural phenomenon, and it's completely harmless. Now, I know some people find the sound of knuckle cracking to be incredibly annoying. But trust me, it's not doing any damage. In fact, some studies have even shown that cracking your knuckles might actually be good for your joints. One study found that people who regularly cracked their knuckles had increased range of motion in their hands compared to those who didn't. Another study found that knuckle cracking didn't cause any negative effects on hand function or grip strength. So, there you have it. Cracking your knuckles might be a bit of a nervous habit, but it's not going to hurt you, so go ahead. Crack away, just maybe not in a crowded library, okay? This next one is a classic bit of parental wisdom. Eat your carrots, they're good for your eyes. We've all heard it a million times, but is there actually any truth to it? Well, like most things we're tackling today, it's complicated. Carrots are indeed a good source of vitamin A, specifically in the form of beta-carotene, which our bodies convert into vitamin A. And vitamin A is essential for good vision. It helps with everything from maintaining the health of your cornea, that's the clear outer layer of your eye, to improving your night vision. So in a way, our parents were right. Carrots can contribute to healthy eyesight. But here's the catch. Eating carrots won't magically give you superhuman vision or cure any existing eye problems. The idea that carrots improve eyesight likely originated during World War II. British propaganda claimed that their pilots had exceptional night vision thanks to eating lots of carrots. While this was a clever ruse to mislead the enemy, it stuck in the public consciousness and became a widely accepted fact. The truth is, while a vitamin A deficiency can lead to vision problems, most people in developed countries get enough vitamin A from their diet. Eating extra carrots won't suddenly give you the ability to see in the dark like a cat. So while carrots are a healthy and nutritious food, don't expect them to be a miracle cure for your eyesight. If you're concerned about your vision, the best thing to do is consult an eye doctor. And hey, eat your carrots because they're delicious, not because you're hoping to develop X-ray vision. All right, let's talk about something we've all probably experienced, getting sick in the winter. It seems like every time the temperature drops, everyone starts sniffling and sneezing. But is there any truth to the idea that being cold can actually give you a cold? Well, despite what our mothers might have told us, you can't actually catch a cold just from being cold. Colds are caused by viruses, not by the weather. You get infected with a cold virus when you come into contact with someone who's sick or touch a contaminated surface. But here's the thing, cold weather can create conditions that make it easier to get sick. For example, when it's cold outside, we tend to spend more time indoors, often in close proximity to other people. This makes it easier for viruses to spread. Additionally, cold, dry air can dry out your nasal passages, making it easier for viruses to enter your body. And some studies suggest that cold temperatures might suppress your immune system, making you more susceptible to infection. So, while being cold won't directly give you a cold, it can increase your chances of getting sick. That's why it's important to take steps to protect yourself during the winter months, like washing your hands frequently, avoiding close contact with sick people, and staying warm and dry. Think of it like this. Being cold is like leaving the door to your house unlocked. It doesn't guarantee that someone will break in, but it makes it a lot easier for a burglar to do so. Similarly, being cold doesn't guarantee you'll get sick, but it creates a more welcoming environment for those pesky cold viruses. Let's finish up with a myth that's been the source of countless jokes and movie scenes, the idea that bulls are enraged by the color red. You know the image? A matador waving a bright red cape, the bull charging blindly towards it. But is there any truth to this age-old belief? Well, I'm here to tell you that bulls are actually colorblind to red. They see the world in shades of gray, much like dogs do. So that bright red cape the matador is waving, the bull doesn't even see it as red. So if it's not the color red that's setting them off, what is it? Well, it's the movement of the cape that triggers the bull's charge. Bulls are naturally curious and easily startled animals. When they see something moving quickly and erratically, their instinct is to charge at it. In fact, if you were to wave a white flag in front of a bull, it would likely charge at that just as readily as it would a red one. It's the movement, not the color, that gets them going. The myth of bulls being enraged by red likely originated from the traditional use of red capes in bullfighting. However, the red color of the cape is more for the benefit of the audience than the bull. It's a dramatic visual that adds to the spectacle of the fight. So, the next time you see a bullfighting scene in a movie, remember that the bull isn't seeing red. It's simply reacting to the movement of the cape. And while bullfighting is a complex and controversial topic, we can at least debunk this one persistent myth about our bovine friends. Thanks for joining us on Myth or Fact. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more myth-busting content. We've got a whole lot more misconceptions to unravel and truths to uncover. Remember, the world is full of fascinating mysteries and intriguing claims. Don't just accept everything you hear at face value. Be curious, ask questions, and never stop exploring. I'm Adam Savage, and remember, always question what you think you know.